I think let me start sharing my screen also, which I believe now that you can all see my screen, right? So fine. So I welcome you all once again, and so last week we've done something on the we've started something on the, what's the name, on the WordPress, right? Which we've also introduced the local server, which I told you that we have many, but we are choosing just only one, irrespective of anything that you are choosing. So we are using XAMPP as our local server, so that as if it will be as if you are online, right? And then we are also discussed about how to install, from how you can add your files, like from how you can download your files from your, as a local, like a local file, which I told you that if you are working on a live website, you don't need all these things that we are doing. But although this will also help you, because it will also give you full fundamentals, even after on, if you are expecting some difficulties, it will be easier for you to get later on, right? So, which I believe that we've all reached the same, we are all in the same page. But although we've not seen what we want, like we want everyone, please, and this is very, very important, please. Once we've done a task or we've done a particular session, please, we want every one of us to be posting what we've done, so that we should know that, yeah, we are all on the same page. Which we are also happy to see some of you raising some questions, asking some questions, that this is where they are stuck. So this is what we want. So that's how we are. We are here as a community, so that we can guide ourselves and help ourselves, right? So please, once you are given a task, always try, or once you are done with your own practical aspect, just try to post it to us, so that we should know that, yeah, that we are all on the same page, instead of everyone should just keep mute without us knowing what's happening, right? So, and also, before we get started, I would also like to also introduce this also once again, which I believe that we must have all seen the post that I posted earlier, about our new names that we are adopting now, instead of Fast Tech. So that's where we now sat down and think of how can we now bring a name that it will be like, as far that we are in a community, right? So now that's why we've now changed our name to our Camseed, that's a bit, Camseed Beats. Why that beat means brilliant innovators and tech savvy, which we believe that by your support, by your contribution, and with your commitment, we believe that this community can take us as far beyond our imaginations. I'm also emphasizing that, please and please, the only thing that will make you to excel in this is practicing. It's not just all about you watching and then that's all. So, and by the time you are piling up videos, this is one of the things that it's somehow difficult for someone. Someone will be saying that I will watch this video later, I will watch, but whereas you are piling them up. So by the time all these videos become bulky, it will be difficult for you to watch them. So that's why at least you have 5 good days to practice. 5 good days, which is more than enough for you to master anything that you want to master. So, which I believe that this will be helpful to us all, right? So please don't forget, practice is the goal. Practice is the answer. There's nothing else. There's nothing else in computing. If you are learning without practicing, it's nonsense, right? And if you don't have system, please, you have friends. There are some friends there that are just watching movies with their laptop. Borrow it, yes. Please let you practice for just 10 minutes, 20 minutes. That's all, right? And we have CPT centers. We have centers that you can even be going to like to practice what you've done. All what you just need, just make sure that all the software that we've introduced, you get it, you download them, and then you start working. So now, last week we've started installing, and we've also seen how we can install our XAMPP and the files, and how you can link them, right? Which I believe that this is my XAMPP. So before we get started now, so now if you want to continue from where you've stopped, right? So now what you have to do, just open your XAMPP again, right? And then you start your Apache, then you start your MySQL also. You start these two files, two ports. Some of you, you are complaining that you were complaining that this ZAP is not working. And listen, if this ZAP is not working, it's either two. You know, which will also tell you, we will also inform you the use of this port in the computing. It's something associated with the network, which also come to that later on. So now, if you are expressing this, it means that it's either you are a developer that you are into development before. So, and in computing, two ports can't use the same port number, right? So once a port is conflicting with each other, that's when you'll be seeing some errors, right? So now what you need to get, what you need to do, it's either one, you run or you stop what you are running underneath, because depending on what the kind of development that you are doing, one, or you try to stop all the development that you are doing. But I believe automatically, if you have done the initial, how I explained the how you install, especially once you are trying to run this app for the first time, something will pop out which is called firewall. So some of you, which I believe that that's what happened, some of you, you cancel the access. So that firewall is what is it's what is not allowing this port to run, right? Because the firewall is seeing it as a virus. That's why it's popping out. And once you didn't give that access, it will never work. And the only thing that you can do is just to reinstall again and then allow the access. I would have shown you here, but it will take us time. Even though the firewall you have what's the name? Once you have ignored the access, so it will take us some time. So that's why. So the best, just try to reinstall and give access, right? So that's just how to solve that problem, because two ports can't run at the same time. So once these two Apache, once they've changed to this color, and you see this one running, and you see this, right? You see this running, it means that everything is perfect now. So now I've started my Apache and my SQL. Then I will minimize it. I will go back to any browser, irrespective of any browser. Now to continue from where you stopped. Now, just instead of us now, I told that if you want to call this, you call it what with XAMPP, right? Just type XAMPP and then to run to see if it's running. So now, like I'll just say XAMPP here, XAMPP. Sorry, I say XAMPP localhost. I'll say localhost, right? This one will pop out. So now this one is running now, right? So now, but since we've started and we've created our database and everything, and you now, what you've named that database, what you've renamed it, right? That's what I think mine is education, right? I think I use education. Then it will now be localhost/education. Then okay. So automatically it will lead you to where you've stopped, right? So it's somehow slowing down. So let's wait for it. But hope you can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
So fine. Do I see where I'm coming? Let me cancel this. Let me use this my other time other. Let me use this other window. So let me say what's the name? Okay, localhost/education. So did any of you experience all this slowing down of this load network?
Yes.
Why? And Did you switch off your this thing when you were working?
No, not here, not here, not here. It's not here.
Okay, because I told you why mine is slowing down like this. So that local host, this Zap is very very powerful, especially if you are using good system. It's so fast, except your system is somehow slow, is not that fast. So why my own is somehow slow now? It is because it is conflicting with each other, which I've also explained during our last class. A local host is a local server, and and I'm also using a live server, which is our network, right? So two things are conflicting with each other. So it's just more of like they are fighting which one to enter first. So am I to use my own? Is it to use my network or is it to use the local server? But now I can't switch my
Mine did not show me these languages, so mine just went straight to the other page.
to what to.
It did not show me this language selection.
Are
Hope
you
it's
sure?
okay. It just went straight to the next page. This, when you tap continue, you know there is a page is going to
Yes,
display.
this
So
one like
mine did
this.
not show me the option to actually choose.
Are you sure?
Yes, this is the page it actually showed me. Yes.
Kai, try to run it again. But once you've done this one, but this one is done once. Once you've done it, that's all. Except if you want to do another again, right? So
Well,
it's
since it's English, I left it like
ah
that.
yeah,
I
fine.
didn't bother to.
Fine, and you can also go for Arabic now, since you understand Arabic. So now, oh, we are all here, right? So now you will see this, the welcome page. You see database name. See now, this one is very very crucial. Now it's very because this one it's a local file, which I will also tell you how to upload this online if you want to see this one. It's just good for demo. This is what most people use for demo. Like if you don't want, if you want to just create a website locally to showcase it first before being online. But once you've known your capabilities and you can even run everything online straightforward. So, but this one, your database, automatically, if it is online, the live server one, which we will also do later on, and I've also explained to you, please, I want you all from today export, you should start researching. I now am teaching you because I told you that anything that we are creating something that will be useful to people out there, right? And something that we will be able to launch for people to see that yes, this is what we are doing, which I've also emphasized. That's the only thing that you can use to make difference in tech now. Tech, it's all about showcasing. Always showcase all what you are doing, all what you are learning, which I believe that most of you should have been doing it by now. Always post what you are learning. You don't know the person that just back into your BM that wow, please, I need this, please do this for me. You can don't be surprised that someone can say that this internship, please just apply. So because we will need your service. These are how things, because if you are keeping quiet, no one will know everything. But just try to post all what you are doing. So that's why we our own is just to be creating products, and what we will host online for people to benefit, and as a community to also have a feedback, to also have some earnings, right? So and it is something that you can monetize, and you will get your money and you will get everything that you need. So this one, we have a lot of solutions that we can create, right? We have a lot of solutions. Like now, I have done my research and I've seen that one of the things that we need now, that which will also be somehow basic to you all, and you also know more about the fundamentals of this thing that we are doing. We will be creating a live educational website. That is a website that will be there for people to find what to find information about education that is related to education. Like now, like all this jam, WAEC, post UTME, all information about Nigeria sector. This our educational sector. Something that someone can just log in and see all what in it, irrespective of anything that you want. So that's what we are creating. Two, and I also give you assignment too also, which or we should first let you first tell you to, then we build, because that's also what you have to know first. You can't just start building. You have to have the roadmap that this is what I want to build. Then you now start making your research and work towards it. So now we have two. I want to propose two things now. I will create one live, or anyone that you want me to create. Then you will now do the other one as part of your own assignment, part of your own task, and it will boost your portfolio too also, right? So we have educational websites. One. Secondly, we have let's say, let me think of something. Or we have a school website. Which one do you want? Or anything. See, just think of anything that you can that. So I will give you a list. Then as a community, then you choose the one that will suit your own need, and then you create, and then we launch, right? So now I'll be creating an educational website. Or what do you want? Or what do you want us to create as a community? So let's first make this to open, so that we will have a roadmap. Please, someone should volunteer, and someone should talk, please. What do you want us to create as a community here now? And something that will be that will be meaningful, that once we launch it out there, people will welcome it.
So if it's for practice, I think whatever you suggest is fine. But
Okay.
when you start saying that people, so we could do a demo, and then people may not necessarily appreciate. But if it's for the sake of learning, whatever you suggest, and then we just decide as a community to pick one, it's fine. But if you're not saying, but we don't know how people would react to it, yeah. So now it's a different thing inside. But if it's just for demo sake, not just for learning sake, then whatever you suggest, and then the community decides and picks one out of it, will also be fine.
Okay. I thought I also wanted to get something right here, right? So now it is, this thing that you are even doing, right? This thing, all these things that you are creating locally. That's why I told you that it can be also, we can push it online like this, even though it's not demo. Now it is demo that you push, right? So that's why I want this, our practical, to be a real product, not just random like class that I will just be picking any other topic and just discuss. So I believe that from that product that we are creating, I will now be introducing you to different concepts. So by the time we create two or more products, you will see that you are more conversant with WordPress or any CMS tool that you want to use, right? So that's all. So then, should you not pick that educational website?
So if I understand what you're saying, you want it to be more like you've always said, to be something that solves, which is what the product is.
Yes,
Solves challenges.
yes,
As
yes,
opposed to just be educational.
yes. But you now, as a community now, you know how it's built. So the people out there, it's just to know that, okay, this is a product that has been done and it's serving people. That's all. But you now, as a community, now, you've seen how it's built, right? So you've seen everything. This how it's done, and this. So, but our own, it is now to launch us out there for people to see what we are creating. Hope you've understood now.
Understood.
Okay. So let's see. Okay, someone wants to talk. Okay, Mr. Wada Mustafa Ko.
So,
All right, sir.
I have a suggestion.
Um,
Yes, good evening all.
evening.
I have a question. So,
Sam.
since this is a community,
Mm.
since it's a community, why don't we build a community website
Oh,
where
wow.
people question and
Thanks very much for that.
session and all those kind of things?
I really love that. Thank you very much. Yeah. So that's also because, although we'll be discussing about that too also, but I think, yes, that's go. Actually, personally, I want that one to be of coding aspect. Yeah, but there's no problem too. So we can also build the CMS and the coding aspect too also. There's no problem. I think let's go with that. Let's first create the community website and see how it's been done. So now, hope I think we're now on the same page now. So hope everything is clear now. So let's create a community website, and then from there we move on, right? So based on what we've done so far, okay, now this is where we stopped, right? So after when you've clicked on this is what you will see. So you see database name, then you click on, after you've seen this page, if you click on this let's go, and your next page is not showing, it means that your database is not, if you are not seeing this, if you are not seeing this, it means that your database is not accurate, and they are not, all your settings are not okay. So but once you've seen this page, yeah, it means that you are ready to go. Now you see this database name. If you could remember, then when I called that XAMPP, I asked you that you have to go to this PHP my admin and create a database first. So always name this database the same name that you've given that database. you also put it here, so that it will be connected with the WordPress that you are creating. Then I think mine is education, right? Now this is why you create a what's the name? This is why you create a username for your website. So me, let's say Camseed. Let me call it Camseed. Let's say Camseed. Let me create a random password. What password can I do? Just random. You can see because this is local. But please, yeah, always make sure that you use a strong password though, please. Please always make sure you use strong password. So let's just say and let's say pass 1 2 3, right? And then you submit, right? So now if this your database is not corresponding with what you've created, it will submit. It will be telling you error. So now just click OK, so submit. Oh, see now you are saying what it's saying. This it's say that it's either username or password. Wow. Now see what happened. Can you see my this thing, right? This error establishing a data connection, right? Hope you can all see my screen, please, right?
Yeah.
Please see this error now. So I purposely did this just for you to see this. But if you are on live, what I've done is the same thing that you will do. But now, since you are seeing this, you know that file that you have downloaded, it's a local file from WordPress itself. That is the copy of WordPress itself, right? So now then they have their own default database that you can use to make everything to work fine. But the live on is not done that way. You are the one to set your own password. But since this one is a local database, then you are now to follow the convention. So now the password for the username is what is root, ROOT. I will show you how it's done too later on. Now if I should come to this what's the name, this XAMPP, you see this. If I click on this config, what's the name, this, you see something config.ini. This config, let me see config. Let me open it here. I want to show you something. Okay, sorry. Let's see this config. PHP ini. You see this thing that these are files that I will also tell you later on how to go about these files. Don't be scared. It's not something else. So, but I will see how I will teach you most of the things later on with this file. So, but this username now, you are to the default username that WordPress has set, that if you want to use it locally as a demo, you have to use username as root. Then this password, you will leave it as empty, nothing, right? So you see that if I click on submit now, you see that it will run now. Can you see that? You see now that all right, Sparky, you've made it through to this part of the installation. Please, any question, please?
Yes, please.
Okay,
You
okay.
said, so you use root and then you leave the password
Empty.
blank.
Yes, blank, because it is local. Because it is local, but live on, you will be able to set everything. Hope it's clear now. So now you are just you.
Yes, I
Now it's like
Wait a minute.
sorry.
someone wants to talk. Someone is talking, please.
Okay, so you mean, so even for going to the house, we should follow the same convention, right?
If what?
While we're practicing, we should follow the same convention.
Yes. That's the only thing that you can use. But I will teach you later on how you can change it to any of the thing. But since this one is local, so you can leave it there. But if you are now want to push online, so you don't need to. But now let's not tell you the advantage and the disadvantage of this. So now, if you have done this locally and you want to push it online, it is not safe. Why? Because people have seen they have seen the password, they have known your password of your database, right? So that's why most people just used to do is that they will just use this as demo, and then they will now save just only your file. That is the development that you've done, the designs that you've done is only what they will save. Then you now go to your online and then just paste it there, instead of you to migrate everything. Now if you want to migrate everything, now that everything that we've done, if you want to migrate back to online, we just go to back to this our what's the name, we just go back to this our local what's the name, this our local disk, right? And back to our XAMPP, yeah, right? And then back to this our htdocs, and copy this complete file back to online, right? But because it is not safe, because everyone knows this thing to be root, as far you are, because that's why I told you that it is open source, so everyone knows the in and out of everything about WordPress. So it is not safe for someone that used to hack this WordPress website, right? So now that's why some people, you just save your own template alone, and then you now push back online. Please hope we are clear with that now.
Yes, sir.
So fine. So now after when you've seen this, it means that your installation is perfect. Then you click on run. So now this is now where you now set everything about your pre-installation. All what I think that you have to set first, like now site title, that is the name of your website. Let's say Camseed. Sorry. Let's say the name here is what? Camseed. Right? Camseed. Then the username, these are you now set your password, your username that you use to log in, Camseed. Then this is where you set your password. This one is strong enough. Let me just say pass 1 2 3. Then because it is weak, but me I just want to use it like that. So let's just use it, confirm it for me like that. So because we are not using it as live, let's just use normal email.
Can someone use a strong
Yes,
password?
that's what is recommended, please. So that's what is recommended. As far as it is something that you want to push out for people to use, always use strong password, oh please. Hope that's clear.
Because mine is already showing me a password.
You can use that. You can use that. Just copy it and then save it somewhere. Right? Hope that's clear.
No.
Let's say Camseed at gmail.com. At gmail.com. And then believe me, see, you will learn a lot with this tutorial that you are doing. A lot. It will expose you to a lot of things. Please just make sure that you don't skip a class, and if you skip, let's say due to one or more reasons, don't make sure that you watch that one before our next class, because believe me, you will be exposed to a lot of things by the time we finish this tutorial. Then after when you've seen this, then you click on install. So after when you've installed, it will not take you to what we call back end of your everything. Now I think this is where we stop for today's class too. Also, it means that you are done with your installation for WordPress. So now after this page, now you see now it has given me, it has everything. So now let me just save my own now. So all even now, anything that we will be doing now is the same thing as what you'll be seeing in the live website. You see this thing now, this thing that you are seeing, this is what we call your back end. So we in development, we have back end, you have front end. Front end is what people are seeing outside. Back end is what you are developing for people to see outside, right? So now this is where you develop everything. This is your own dashboard. Now you just enter your username and the password, then you log in. So now this is how you now see the interface. Let it log in. So after when this one has logged in, that's your own backend. That's how you develop everything, and people will now be seeing out. People won't see all this now. This is now your backend now. Can you see that?
Mazit.
Yeah.
Mazit.
Now.
Can someone use your current mail?
Yes, you can use. I told you that if you are use your current mail, please. If it is something that you will publish outside, please use all. See, that's why I'm saying it. If it is demo, like you just want to showcase what you want to do, right? So you can just use any random thing. But if it is a product that you will launch for people out to use, it's either you want to launch it on Play Store or it's a website that you will use. Please always make sure that you use the exact all the necessary information that you are to use. Don't compromise with anything, especially your password, your email. Although you can also change them later on, which I will also show you. But at least just make sure that you follow the convention, right? So now,
Another question, please.
okay.
Here that it says search engine visibility. Am I to tick the box?
Search engine visibility. So that's for SEO, which also I will also introduce you to that too. Also, it's what is monitoring about your SEO. That's search engine optimization. If you want your website to rank in any of the search engines like the Google, the Bing, any search engine that we know that you are using now, if you want your website to be located there too, so that's why you click on that. Is that clear now?
So for now, I should not click on it.
So if you say discourage, so it means that you don't want it to be online, that you don't want search engine to detect your website. Is that clear now?
What I'm asking is, we are actually following what you're doing online.
Yes.
Am I to click on it?
No,
or
no, no.
I should just leave it like that?
So if you click, it means that you discourage this search engine to detect it. Just leave it. Is that clear now?
Yes,
So because some people used to use that, especially if they want it to they want the website to be private, that they don't want any search engine to detect it, right? So there are most people that are just doing most of the people that use it a lot. There are all these all these special departments, they don't want that you hardly see their information online, right? So they are the ones that they always do all this underneath something that they don't want anyone to see them online, right? So is that clear now? So now this is now your back end, and this is your back end now, right? Which I will, so from there now we continue from this next week, please. Any question? So this is what you develop, this is what you design, this is what you do everything that you want to do for people to see out there. And if you want people to now see it, this is what people will be seeing out. Let me show you what people will be seeing out there now. Now this is what people will be seeing out there. See something like this, because it's empty. Yeah, it's empty. This is what people will be seeing out there. So now this is what we develop everything that we want to do. And now this is now your back end, and this is what people will be seeing out. Hope, are we clear now? Any questions now?
No.
So fine. So I think let's move back to our code session. So please before we move to code session, any question? No question, right? No question.
No, I have a question.
Okay, please. What's your question? Please ask.
I have a question.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. Good evening. Well done, sir.
Evening. You're welcome.
My question is on the WordPress. I've installed WordPress and I've used it in one program.
Okay.
That before. So I just want to ask if I can use the one app, if I can continue with the one app.
Yes.
Or I have to
There's no problem. Please.
download that.
There's no problem. You can continue use it. You can continue using it. That's why I told you since my first class. I said it that once you've installed the files, so the file you can use it as many as possible. The file it's there for life. The only thing is just for you to duplicate that file and then do anything that you want to do again with it. Is that clear now?
Okay, when you said we should copy it and paste it in the exam and
Yeah.
not going to.
Oh, but no, you know that when you downloaded it, it's in zip file, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be in zip file when you download it. So that thing that you've downloaded, please just copy. Don't cut. Don't copy the file and then paste it in that was XAMPP, so that your zip file will still remain intact. But once you've just cut that one that you've downloaded and you paste it, it means that you have used that one, you've exhausted it completely. Right? But once you copy, so your original file is still there, but you are just copying the new version. So anything that you just want to do now, you will just be copying that file instead of you to just be downloading online. Hope you've got it now. So you are welcome. I think so. This way. So now for today, now we're done with our CMS.
Sorry, let me just ask.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay.
My understanding is if you want
No,
That one.
you just unzip that one. You now see. Let me show you again. Let's assume this is the file. Where did I even put my own file? Oh, where? Oh my God, I don't know where I kept my file. Where? I don't know where I kept it. Oh. But let assume now. Let assume that this is the file. Let's just assume this is the. Let's assume this is the file. Let's me say this is the file now, right? Let's assume that this is my file, right? So after when you open, you will see something like this, right? It is this file that you copy instead of it to cut. You see that your zip file is still there. You just copy this one and paste it inside your zip file while your file is still intact as normal. Is that clear now? Hope you have understood it.
Sorry, I'll copy it and paste inside my zip file again.
You know, inside your zap. I mean, inside your
Inside
zap, right?
But I'll change the name, yes?
Yes. You change it. So that's why I told you that you always name your file as the name of what you are developing. That's the best practice. Like now, if you are creating a school website, just name it after the school, something school, so that it will be easier for you to locate. Is that clear now? Are we clear now? Hello?
I'm clear, please. I'm clear.
Okay, fine. So now back to our coding session. So now what you have to do now. So let's me show you. Sorry, I've told that you should install VS Code, right? So for coding session, I told that you still need this so also so that you will have full authority on anything web development. So now for the coding aspect, first of all, let's first introduce you how the web is being created, the concept about web. So now the first person to bring about, although we have Google, right? We have website, the www. So now the first person to propose this is called Tim Berners-Lee. That's the name. Tim what? Tim Berners-Lee. In 1989, he proposed that how can someone just create a platform that let's assume that you want something to be decentralized one, and then whereby if someone is clicking on something, it will take that person to another thing. So that's why he now proposed the concept of this www. So although that's the same concept Google too used to create what we call Google today, but the recent name for Google is called Backup. That's the name then. So and it's developed by two PhD or that's Stanley and Brian. So they are the one that created this Google with the concept of what we called backlink. That backlink is just more of like any link that you click and it will take you to something else, right? So, but before them, it was this man, Tim Berners-Lee, that proposed that now, if you are given a book now to open a book now, let's say we have a book of 80 leaves now, and I asked you that open page 100, you will be forced that you don't have any option that to start counting this page from page 1, page 2, page 3 before you reach page 100. Why? Because the pages are not numbered. So that's why you don't have any option than to just start counting from what. So that's why he now brought about this concept that why can I just create a particular platform that once someone has clicked something and it just directs you to that page 100 instead of someone counting from 1. Oh, that's clear. That's why you are seeing all websites like more of like web page, like page, like more of like your book, like your Microsoft Word. Eh? So that's why he proposed that thing, what we called World Wide Web today. That is a platform that whereby once someone is clicking and it will direct you to something. And that's the concept behind all the development of web, which we have 3. The first one is what we call HTML today. The second one is what we call CSS, and the third one is what we call JavaScript. Right? The HTML is the one you see all these interfaces that you are seeing. You see this icon, you see this, you see this, you see this write-ups. All these things that you are seeing, it's what is the structure. It's someone that designed it first, right? So it's someone that wrote it somewhere before it's been designed like this. So that structure is what we call the HTML. So why all these designings that you are seeing, that you see that this one is beautified, you see color, you see all this. So now that's the work of CSS. Now, so now for the computer to be now be interacting like human being, that's what we now brought about JavaScript. Hope that's clear. Now that's where now sometimes if you want to submit assignment, you say that, or you want to submit something online, that are you sure you want to submit? Are you sure you've saved something that computer talking like to you as if it's interacting. That's the work of JavaScript. So now these now the three things that made up of web. Hope that's clear. Any question? Any questions, please? No questions?
No.
So fine. So now, before we get started, you need two things. The first thing you need, website is all about browsing, and you now need a tool called browser. That, and browser means something that you use to search for anything, right? Searching of things. That's what we call browsing. That is, you are searching, right? So then browser is now a tool to use to search, right? To use for searching, right? So now we have different browsers out there that has been created for us. We have Google Chrome, you have Firefox, you have UC browser, you have Safari, irrespective of anything that you are using. But although I will also introduce you later on to see the advantages and the disadvantages of each browser, because each browser they have their own limitation. So you must know as a developer if you are developing, and you should know what you use. So we have 15 minutes left. So now, oh, that's clear. So you need what we call browser, and then you need what we call text editor. This text editor is anything that we use to browse we use to write a command for computer to understand. That's what they call text editor, right? So now the text editor that we are using is what we call VS Code. Although the default text editor that used to come with Windows is what we call this Notepad, but you see that this one is white, it's just plain. So people stopped using it, and they just people just started using it as just normal plain text, right? Because this one, it's difficult to understand, and that's how the programs are being written before. But it's difficult to understand in case, like, let's assume now that you've made a mistake. It will be difficult for you to trace. Unlike the recent text editors that we have now, like the VS Code, the Atom, the Android Studio, all these text editors that we have now. So they are somehow colorized. The customizations very okay. If you have any error, they will guide you that this error, you see the colorful, right? So that's why people tend to be using the external tool. But the default software for web for Windows is this Notepad, while for Linux is what is TextEdit. For this one, we are using VS Code because it's been created by a company that is mostly reliable, and they are somehow they are one of the companies that we relied on today, and that's Microsoft. So VS Code is created by Microsoft, and this software is small but mighty. Now VS Code, you can use VS Code to do anything that you want to do now. VS Code you can use to do anything, irrespective of any task you want to, like web, software, automation, what's the name, cyber security, your data analysis, anything that you want to do now. VS Code is so powerful, but so that's why we are also using powerful. But irrespective of any tool that you are using, your own, it's just to solve tasks, right? So now the first thing that you have to do as you are starting, first of all, you have to create a folder for the project that you are creating. Also, the same like how we've done like WordPress. This one, you create a folder, you name it, let's say Camseed. Let's name this as what? Camseed, as right. Then after when you've named it like this, you open your VS Code, and then you open the folder that you've created inside your VS Code by locating. Now I've saved mine on desktop, and I'm locate where I saved the Camseed, right? Where is my Camseed? Okay. Let me just click. Okay. Now this is my Camseed. You highlight, don't enter, just highlight it. Then you now select the folder, right? After when it has opened, it means that you have integrated your folder inside your your VS Code. So the next thing that you've done after this interface, right? You create. I told that we have three platforms. We have HTML, we have CSS, and we have JavaScript, right? So now for HTML file, the default that we use for HTML is index, but you can use any name, but index is the default, which I will also tell you the reason why. Then the file extension for HTML is .html. Why this is so important is because that's what computer uses to detect. Someone wants to log in. So that's what computer use to what, to detect any file or any file that you are seeing online. So without this file extension, computer won't be able to detect anything that you are doing. So all files, all programs that you are seeing on your computer, they are attached with file extension. That's why computer is able to detect that this one is an audio file, this is a video file, this is a picture. So now the file extension is attached to the end of each file, but you are not seeing. But if you want to see it, there is a way that that you can do that, but that one will also come later on. Like for MP3 now is for .mp3 is for audio, .mp4 is for what, is for video, .png, .jpg is for what, is for pictures. So all files, all everything that you are seeing there, they are made up of what file extension. But for computer, for HTML, the file extension is what, .html. So once you've done this .htm or .html, anyone that you use is accurate. Then you see that your this thing will change to this file. It means that computer has seen it as HTML file. So now that's why if I now go back to this my CamSeed, where is this my CamSeed? If I go back to this my CamSeed file, you see that this index that I've created inside my VS Code is showing now as a browser now. It means that the computer is ready to see it as a as online file. Hope you are clear, right? So now that's for that.
Oh, I'm not clear. I'm not clear. Please come again. After uploading the CamSeed, mine is showing. Do you trust the authors of the
Yes,
file?
click on OK. Yes,
Yes.
yes. You click on yes because this is your first time using it. That's why. So you click yes. Oh, that's clear now. How many
Then
minutes?
how did you I will now press in. How did you arrive at the index.html?
So now just click. You see this one. You see new file. You see this arrow here now. Alright, I'm coming. Well, let me zoom this one so that you see it very well. Let me zoom it very well. I think you can see it very well now, right? You see this file now. You see, can you see this?
Yes. Did you open the CamSeed?
No. I told you now. No, I told you after when you've created your file, you will go back to VS Code and then you locate your folder by selecting new folder, right? Then you locate your CamSeed folder that you've created. And that's this. I'm coming K. This is my CamSeed. Then you highlight and then you open. Then you select the folder. After when you've selected it, that's why it will now open this one for you like this. Then you create this index.html file. Oh, that's clear now.
Yes.
Is that clear now? So now this for HTML, and for CSS, the default file is styles.css, right? While for JavaScript you can use app.js or script.js. App.js or what, script.js, anyone that you use. Is that clear now? So now these are the three components that made up of all the online this that we are seeing now. These three HTML, CSS. So why this one is the default? It's because later on you will have enough of these files later on. Don't worry, I will show you. I think this class will end now. So while these defaults are very essential, it's because one, we have something that we call home page in all websites, or we call it hero page. Hero page is the first thing that someone will see once someone has logged into your website. Let's say that I log into JAM website, the jam.org. jam.gov.ng. The first page that I will see is what they call hero page, right? So that thing is the index file of your, is the backend, is the index backend of your file. Automatically, all browsers, they are created that they should detect, because later on you will have any page that you are seeing, any page that you click, that anything will happen, is an index file. It's an index file. So now that's why it is not convention that you should name your home page file, that is the one that the first thing that a customer will see as index, because it is already been designed for all browsers that After when you've uploaded your files online, the first file to locate is your index as your home page before anything else. So now all other pages are now built under this index file. Oh, I hope which you will understand later on by the time we move further. Please, any question now? We have 7 more minutes left. Please ask your question now.
I think I have a question regarding ZAMP.
Okay.
Whenever I was
I'm coming. Mwaziba, please. I'm coming. Sorry.
I have to actually.
Mwaziba, please. Let's finish this then.
Now?
Then we'll now do the general question. First of all, is there anyone with this question based on what we've done so far with this regarding this our coding aspect? Is there anyone?
I don't, sir.
Okay, fine. So then, Mwaziba, now ask your question.
I say regarding ZAMP.
Now.
Whenever I put on my system, that means I have to start my Apache and my SQL, right?
Yes, that's if you want to be working it locally without using network, right? Is that clear now? So yes, that's why you cause. And once you are done, then you switch it back off. That's all.
So sorry, if you're using Apache and SQL, does that mean that you don't have to use your data?
Yes, that's what I told you then. So you don't need data again. So that's why they call them local server. You see, as how you are running your VS Code without data, that's the same thing that is happening here too. Hope you've understood now. So that's just more of like that's why they say that the most powerful network in computer is local host. But which I will also tell you the reason why behind that local host is very, very powerful in networking. So that's your XAMPP, or if you are using XAMPP, I think I will send, someone should remind me tomorrow. If you didn't see it by tomorrow, please remind me. I will send a copy for you guys so that you see different softwares that you can use as your local server instead of it to be using data. So your data should just be used if you are pushing online, right? So if you are pushing out there, that's why you use your normal server, but you can develop anything from A to Z without using data, right? So that's the essence of this example. We have XAMPP, we have WAMP, we have LAMP, we have Lagagon, we have a lot of them that you can use. So, but I personally prefer this XAMPP because it's more flexible. Oh,
Will this work for coding also?
yes. No, depending. So although if you are into database, like all this MySQL and everything, so we use XAMPP too also. That's why I saw that, see, there are a lot of things that I will introduce you to later on, so which we also learn with because you also need database knowledge under web development. Like it's either, so we pick one of the best, which is the MySQL itself, because MySQL is a programming language which we also learn as a database, or we use the one for Python, that's this MongoDB, depending on what we choose. So it can work, yes, for normal coding too, depending on what you want to do and depending on the knowledge that you have. Like for database, that's what most people use for database. This XAMPP and all this LAMP or any local server. That's what they use to connect as if they are working online. Is that clear? So it's everything that you are seeing there is the same thing that it will be online. So thanks to the developers out there that created it for us, because just imagine that you are just doing everything live. So just imagine the kind of data that someone will spend just developing a particular product. But now you don't need that. You just do everything. It's only time that you will just use your data is when you are pushing online. Is that clear now?
So for this VS Code now, are you saying we can use this app like that?
Now, you said?
For this VS Code now, are you saying we can use this app?
No, you don't VS Code. Now VS Code automatically is VS Code 2 has its feature inside. That's why even though you are developing online, VS Code has its local server that is automatically anything that you are using VS Code for, it's automatically like as if you're online. Oh, it's clear. But you worked on web development before now.
Please.
Eh?
Attendance.
Okay, sorry, oh my god, I forgot to know. Please, I will forward it via the group, please.
Sorry, the attendance is not available today.
Okay.
But we look for a way to get the attendance of people on the call.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I think let's even screenshot now. So that Let me
Yeah,
screenshot.
screenshot. So if there's anyone, we need to get the. One more thing, please don't let us forget to always share on the group what we are learning.
Please.
It's very, very important.
It's very, very
Let's
important,
keep
please.
the group active. Let's keep it lively. When you share, people learn from you, and then we all grow together.
So I think I have gotten that. I think our time will be up now. We have just only 2 minutes left. So that's our able project manager. Please, is the brain box behind everything. Please, in case you have any questions too regarding this program, and you need more of advice, and please don't forget to contact him. So that's our project manager, right? So thank you. I think our call will end now. So if you have any questions more, please ask via the platform. So we will always attend to you. Please don't forget, always practice, practice, practice. You have 5 days, and it's more than enough to practice anything to be experts, right? So thank you once again, and thank you for your time. And we hope to see you tomorrow for our software development. And have a nice weekend. Take care. Madam.
Thank you.
Bye.